And now we wait. We wait for the homies to pool in. It's interesting too to see how long it takes for people to start coming in. Where the homies at, bro? Where the homies at? Do I gotta do like a magic trick to make YouTube like recommend it to people? Like a little. Do I gotta snap my fingers 3 times? We got 1 viewer. What's up? I'm just sitting here waiting for people to show up. What you smoke, bro? I'm not smoking anything right now. What do you mean? I don't even smoke weed, dude. Oh, there's some homies. There's some people pulling up. Hello. If you guys, you look like you took a bowl hit. Nah, bro. I'm just high on life. Nah, I don't smoke. I don't smoke weed. Who else just pulled up to the live? Say hello. How are you doing? Mark, are you a viewer of the channel, or are you new? Did you just happen to see the live notification? Hi there, Sana. I don't know how to say that. I am doing lovely. Very glad to be on live right now, hanging out. This is something new that I've started to add to the channel of like every Thursday. Stuck in the scrolling circle. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, every Thursday, decide to go live at 7 o'clock. But yeah, I'm doing good. This is fun. It's such a beautiful way to like engage with you guys in the moment and to, you know, find new people and just to get to know you guys better. And also like any questions you guys may have, anything, you can ask me in the chat and I will respond to it, and it will act as like beautiful points of conversation that we can all just kind of bounce off of together. But yeah, I'm doing good, Santa, or Sana, however you say that. Keep pushing, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you, G Nation Vlog. Globe Geography, hi, how are you? How you doing, man? Really, is it? Live is the best way to grow. Is it the kind of thing that gets like thrown into a collective of some sort? Because like last time I did live, it seemed like randomly there was like 15 people and then they all bounced out of nowhere. But yeah, it's cool, man. Just want to say that you seem like a cool guy. Hey, thank you so much. That really means a lot, Santa. Same to you as well. Being me and not giving a shit about what other people think, that is something that I have very much so been like recently embodying, most definitely. It's random, bro. I go live daily and I average around 100 subs a week. That's interesting, man. I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is. Do you have like a recommendation of like, do I show up to the live and just like right now just kind of wait for stuff to happen, or do I show up to the live with a sort of something I want to share? You know what I'm saying? And like the reason I don't do that is not only because I'm like new to the lives, but like I feel like if you pull up in the middle of something I'm presenting, it's not gonna like click or jive, you know what I mean? Are you able to do the regular live streams? Yes, I am. Yeah, I can go live whenever I want, and I just decided just the other day that I want to start going live every Thursday at 7 in the evening Eastern Standard Time. Just as a way to like regularize hanging out with you guys in the moment, so we can all kind of just like get to know each other more, and like so that I'm not just this face behind the camera, you know what I mean? So that we can actually like deepen the connection with each other, you know? I had this sudden thought of like getting to know the people that watch my videos and like being able to talk directly to you guys. It was a very cool vibe, and obviously like going live is like way different because here I am in front of whoever pulls up and I have no script, I have nothing to follow, you know, I'm just hanging out here in my room, you know what I'm saying? So it's a way different feel, but it feels really good and it feels like a good move. They're gonna randomly pop up. Thank you. G Nation, did you just... My son's screaming. You're all good. Have a good one, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. That really means a lot. The advice. Goku, it's good to see you here, man. How are you? Yeah, the chat is fun. People just throwing stuff in and we can all just kind of like bounce off of it together. Somebody else just pulled up. Hello, say hi in the chat. Let me know who you are and how you're doing. And also, yeah, whoever's here, you can ask questions, ask anything you'd like, make a statement, tell me how your day is, you know, that's what this is about. It's fun, man. It's fun. Like, what are you guys doing right now? Are you just like sitting on your couch at home hanging out? Are you on the toilet? You know, what's going on here? Some more people just pulled up. Hello. Hope you're all well. Yeah. Drop any questions you have in the chat. It would be a fun way to get some conversation going. Bathtub. Hell yeah, Oscar. I saw you in my last live, I think. That's cool. You got some, you got a bath bomb and a little candle lit and everything. All right, so for who's here right now, I want to ask you a question. Would you rather my lives be just completely unscripted and formless, where we just, like right now, this is an unscripted live where we're just hanging out in the moment. It's like, what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Or would you rather me start a live and start talking about a particular subject, kind of like how I do in my videos? Because I'm feeling out the lives like in this moment as we speak, you know? Unscripted? Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I mean, there's a feel to it of like what's happening, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what are we talking about? What's going on here? But I don't even really mind. Yeah, unscripted. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Because like the vibe that I get is like if I start live and just start talking about something with nobody there, and when people start coming in, I'm gonna be in the middle of talking about something, and they're not gonna catch it. I like the idea of just like hanging out in the moment, you know. Globe Geography, are you new to the channel or are you a common frequent viewer? New. Hell yeah. Thank you for swinging by, man. Yeah, on my channel I talk about I talk about spirituality, psychology, you know, connecting to God, connecting to the divine, whatever name you want to put it. And yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. A lot of it has a deep philosophical tone, you know, and kind of trying to take these really far out esoteric practices and philosophies and translate them into something much more palatable that somebody who's never even heard of that kind of stuff can understand it and implement it in a practical kind of way, you know? Because like that was something that very recently that's taken place on my channel, is trying to take all this crazy stuff that I've learned over the past 7 years of Eastern mysticism and philosophy and meditation and yoga and psychedelics and all this profound stuff that is like hovering on the edge of ineffability, of not even being able to talk about it. Trying to take that stuff and what I've learned and the ways that it's transformed my life and translate it into a practical and easy to understand approach, a spiritual approach to life. One that's not so far out that you don't even understand it, but something that it makes sense to somebody who's involved with the practices or has never even heard of the practices. You know what I mean? Do you think most news is triggering, biased, and dangerous to health? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's structured in a way to elicit a fear response, and I don't know their real purpose in doing that, in invoking that fear. I mean, just look at the news for yourself, you know? Like, it's just negative, 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 breaking news, warning, horrible weather over here, plane crash over here, watch out, Trump did this, Biden did that, this is going on here, war, bombs, terror, shootings. It's all negative stuff. And then at the very end of the news, at least the news that I watch, hey, what's up, Anthony? At the very end of the news, there's a little sweet, positive, sentimental thing that like gives you this little okay. They just talked fear into you for the past 20 minutes, but then in the last 3 minutes they fluff it up a little bit with a little bit of positivity. So yeah, I think it's very, very biased. And whenever I watch the news, I don't watch the news, you know. I live with my grandfather, and like I'll go downstairs and he watches the news, and he's really up to date on all that kind of stuff. And anytime I watch the news, bro, I either laugh or get irritated. Like, what the hell are we doing? Like, what is this? Why is this our point of focus? Why is this what we're paying attention to? The amount of stuff going on in the world, not even associated with culture, but with just the universe itself, bro. Like, the amount of potential that we have. You know? When you look inside yourself and you see the potential that you have, think about the collective of humanity. And we're talking about all this nonsense. I mean, it's not necessarily nonsense, but just what we're doing with our time and where we're putting our focus and what we're calling problems and where we're putting our power or who we're giving our power away to is just absurd, in my opinion. I'm going to try DMT soon somewhere where it's legal, not in the United States. Any suggestions? My immediate thoughts are South America. That's pretty far out, though, to literally travel somewhere just so you can smoke DMT legally. I give you credit to that, though. I give you props to doing that, to obey the law and not get in trouble. That's a good move. But yeah, my first thought is South America. I mean, I don't know the... obviously, that's an entire continent. I don't know the rules in particular parts of South America, but, you know, they do ayahuasca, and there's bufo ceremonies and that kind of stuff. So somewhere down there, and also just the roots, the cultural roots of working with DMT down there would be amazing. South America, it's going to be a pipe of pure extract. Hell yeah, bro. Have you never tried DMT? Have you never done DMT? This is an amazing conversation, if you haven't. Good old dimethyltryptamine. What about Canada? I don't know about the legality of DMT in Canada. I mean, honestly, now that I think about it, haven't they, like, done some work around the legality of psychedelics in that area? I've watched, I took LSD, went for a walk and ended up in a hospital. What happened? Like, you ended up in a hospital, like you just walked in, or like you lost your shit and ended up in a hospital. I've done 4-ACO DMT, which is powdered mushrooms. I've done shrooms and LSD, as well as Hawaiian Baby Wood Rose, but never NN-DMT. I've never done 4-ACO DMT. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 4-ACO DMT is a research chemical that's... it converts to psilocin when you ingest it, right? So it's not necessarily powdered mushrooms, but it's a synthetic chemical that converts into the same chemical that psilocybin does, which is what's in mushrooms. Shrooms and LSD, yep. Hawaiian Baby Wood Rose, I bought Hawaiian Baby Wood Rose one time, and I made this extract. I took 10 seeds and made this, like, alcohol-based resin and was going to ingest it, but I never did, and it kind of... I lost it. DMT, NN-DMT will blow you away, my man. That stuff is like... It's insane. I don't know what kind of doses you've done with 4-ACO DMT and shrooms and LSD and that kind of stuff, but DMT, NN-DMT, is the most powerful psychedelic that I've ever tried in my life. It will blow you away. It will blow you away. May I ask what brings you to work with these chemicals? Like, what's pulling you to want to use DMT? I'm gonna turn down my brightness just a little bit. Anybody else in the chat right now, if you have any questions regarding anything, psychedelics, spirituality, psychology, philosophy, anything, relationships, ask away, because that's what these lives are about, is to just talk and hang out in the moment and just to get to know each other better. So yeah, if you have any questions about anything, throw it in the chat right now, and I would love to talk about it with you. It was 6 a.m. The sun looked amazing. It was rising. I walked outside. Oh my god, bro. How much did you take? Black Panther, blue, whatever your name is. Just consciousness exploration. So, okay, here's the thing, bro, with like DMT and intention. You could go into something like DMT. I'll tell you about what the come up's like in a second, or at least like how the best that I can describe it. But as far as intention is concerned with DMT, you can go into DMT and be like, I want to learn about my true self, or I want to let go of this trauma, or whatever your intention is, I want to heal, or I want to reset my brain, or whatever it is. And then you do the DMT, and it has so little to do with what you thought it was going to work on that it blows you away. Like DMT doesn't have anything to do with your personality. There's ego death. There's a kind of ego death where you realize you aren't who you think you are. And then there's the kind of ego death where who you think you are completely disappears and you are sort of merged into this alternate realm. And that's what DMT does, where you go into DMT and you say, I want to let go of my trauma. And next thing you know, you're like dancing in a rainforest with shamanic women and it's like playing psytrance, and there's like Pokemon running around and like fucking, it's crazy. It has nothing to do with what you think it has to do with. And you'll come out of DMT and you'll say, this is what DMT is like. But then when you do DMT again, it's different, you know? And like, no two DMT trips are the same. And like, hold on. To describe, so it's basically strangely absurd. It's very absurd. It will blow you away. So like, when you smoke a breakthrough dose of DMT, you take that hit, and depending on like how much you get in that first hit, it's going to hit you differently. But assuming that you get a huge hit, a really good hit, you're going to feel like the way that I've always described it, it's like this feeling that comes from your bones out, and it's like this vibrating energy. It's like this kind of like it's like you're like passing out, but not like tunnel vision, like you're not that kind of passing out, but like you're like fading into this different state. And it feels completely normal. It feels like your body knows what it's doing and nothing's wrong. It doesn't feel like some sort of error. It feels intelligent the way that it kicks in. And the way it happens for me is the whole world, you know how like on acid and mushrooms and stuff, everything's kind of like moving and undulating and shrinking and growing and all this movement. DMT, the way it is for me is when it first hit it and it comes on, the world, it's not moving, but it's like, it's completely, it looks like the world has been flipped upside down and like reversed and twisted in two. Like, and it's not moving. It's just this completely distorted, static image of fuckery. And it looks completely unrecognizable. And at that point, it's coming on so hard, and there's such a powerful inclination to like lay back and shut your eyes and just kind of give way. And when you let go, when you lay back and shut your eyes, there's these like racing lights and geometric patterns, and it's all coming into fruition. It's all coalescing in this moment, and like you're seeing all this stuff like it's lights and colors and rainbows and liquid and sceneries, and you'll start seeing faces, and shit starts getting weird. And eventually you as this is all happening, you're having the thoughts, holy shit, I'm tripping so hard. But within moments, that recognition dissolves into what's called the breakthrough, where you're in this alternate dimension and you can look around, but you're not, it's so different. There's no way I could ever express it in words. You look around, but it's not like right now where you look around. There's stuff going on that's catching your attention. You see something to the left of your vision and you look at it, and it's like a little creature, or it's an object and it's the most vivid, realistic, insane stuff you'll ever see. Terence McKenna describes it that in that moment you're trying to describe what you're seeing, but you can't. He said, as you try to use words to describe what you're seeing, it's like water running off of a duck's back, beating up and running off of it. It's nothing that you could ever describe. It's literally ineffable. You can't say what it is. And the only things you can describe it with are descriptory words of like color, shape, faces, places, sceneries, objects, scenarios. It's insane. It's insane, and there's no way my words could ever describe it. But yeah, like DMT is easily the most wild, strange experiences that I've ever had in my life. Yeah, very weird, Psycho Kitten. It's very weird. I gave some to my friend and he tried it and he said he met a rainbow-scaled mermaid who danced with him. Exactly. Exactly, bro. That's literally the kind of stuff that happens. When they talk about entities, globe geography, ask away, bro. You throw it in the chat and I will answer it. But yeah, when they talk about entities in a DMT breakthrough, they're not lying. There's literally beings in there. You know how when you're in a conversation with somebody, you say something and then they respond to you, and you know it's not you? The way that DMT entities communicate with you is not necessarily through your ears, but it's like they implant thoughts in your mind. And you come to the realization, I didn't just think that. So, and also it's talking to you in like third person. You go into a DMT trip and suddenly you have the thought, why are you here? Or do you know who I am? Like, why would you think that? You know, and that thought is associated with this vision of this entity that you're having. And you get the irrefutable impression that this entity is communicating with you. It's insane. It's insane. Did you listen to music during the trip? Oh, wait. Took a hit again. Yep. Oscar Rose, exactly, bro. DMT is a bullshit remover. Sometimes I smoke low doses of DMT myself to just kind of like a refresher, you know what I'm saying? Did you listen to the music during the trip? I like dark ambient music, I think. Depending, okay, so as far as music is concerned with DMT, I listen to music sometimes. Like, it's nice to have music on, and I'll usually listen to melodic stuff that I like to listen to, you know. But whether or not you hear it in the trip or not depends on how deep you go, and it depends on the style of the trip you're having. There's no predictable way to predict what's going to happen with DMT other than saying you're going to trip balls in some way or other, you know what I mean? But yeah, the music that you're listening to might become completely distorted and destroyed and robotic and insane sounding and maybe even overwhelming in some circumstances when you do the DMT. Like, there was one time I did DMT and I was listening to that song Young and Unafraid by I forget who made it, but I smoked the DMT, and as the song was starting to play, it sounded like robotic, metallic, melting, welding destruction. It sounded so fucked up. And, like, to this day, when I listen to that song, it's like, oh my God. Because, like, it implanted this impression of what I heard when on that DMT trip. You know what I mean? How many countries are in South America? Hey, Globe Geography. I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. I'm gonna just take a complete guess and say like 27. I don't know. South America. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, dude. So, were you sober when you did it? The only thing weirder than DMT trip is the beings there. Fucking A, man. It's insane. It's insane, bro. There's 12. I didn't know that. Yeah, I love how you explain the music question. It really doesn't matter. Listening to music, I mean, take that with a grain of salt, because by not mattering, I more so mean, like, it's highly variable what's gonna happen in regard to the music, whether you hear it and if it stays beautiful or if it becomes completely distorted and fucked up, you know what I mean? Like, there was one time I smoked DMT and I was listening to this like live Burning Man performance on YouTube, and bro, it was like, those songs are so amazing listening back to them because they so intensely remind me of that DMT trip. And like the time dilation where like I smoked the DMT, and when I smoked the DMT, I started playing the music. Like, I hit play and smoked the DMT, and there was this one song that I heard that I thought it was when I came out of the DMT trip. That song, I thought it was when I first started tripping. But my brother, who was there, he was like, "Nah, bro, that was 15 minutes into the playlist. That was 15 minutes into the set." So I was laying on that bed for like 15 minutes, tripping sack, thinking that the song I heard 15 minutes into the mix was what I heard when I first started tripping. It was crazy, bro. Like, the way it scrambles your shit is incredible. Was I sober when I did what, Anthony? When I did... Yeah, I don't remember exactly what you're referring to there. Sorry if this is off topic, but what are your thoughts on Gnosticism? Have your trips biased you on this? Globe Geography, thank you for stopping by, man. I'll see you later. Thank you for subscribing as well, for sure. Is Gnosticism... Gnosticism is the knowing, right? Like what exactly is Gnosticism again? If you give me a reminder, I might be able to go off of what you're saying. Reincarnation trap? Oh. Hold on. Like Gnosticism is the idea of reincarnation? Is that what you're saying? Anthony, I've never smoked DMT on LSD, but my brother has, and that shit's crazy. Like, the trip that he had, he said it was like watching like a fucking duel between the DMT and LSD molecules in his brain. It was far out. It was crazy. Like, I, in my humble opinion, I would say do it sober so that you can experience the DMT itself in its purest form. But do whatever your heart is calling you to do, bro. Yeah, Jay, what exactly are you talking about, bro? Like, do I believe in reincarnation, and has that changed the outlook of my trips? You know what I mean? The idea that we're trapped in a cycle of reincarnation and the only way to exit is enlightenment. I didn't know that's what Gnosticism is. That sounds like Hinduism. The idea that we're trapped in a cycle of reincarnation. Well, to be completely honest, I have no idea if I'm trapped in a cycle of reincarnation and the only way to exit it is enlightenment. But the saints that have expressed such an idea tell us that that's the case. I do lean in the direction of feeling that reincarnation is very much so a possibility, and honestly makes more sense than this being a one and done, a one-time situation, a one-time accident. It seems like this life is a series of lessons that is shedding layers and letting go, like lifting veils of confusion and separation, and is bringing us increasingly closer to a core of understanding, a core unity with life, you know? And I mean, at least that, in my opinion, defines the spiritual path. You know, what I just said is absolute nonsense to somebody who's an atheist or not involved with spirituality, but in my opinion, reincarnation is a very probable possibility. But you know, as far as the only way to, you want to know what a question that I've personally had. Why is reincarnation so bad? And when you get, the idea that when you get enlightened, you don't have to come back. What if I want to come back? What's so wrong with being in this realm? Is it the very act of being veiled from God and unity that's so painful? Because the idea is once you're enlightened, you don't have to reincarnate. So what's so bad about reincarnating if reincarnating is what led me to becoming enlightened? You know? It's a double-edged sword for sure. I think it's because we aren't entirely sure it's our choice to be here. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. We just popped up out of nowhere. I made a video just the other day talking about free will, and I'm somebody who, feels that although we do make choices, those choices are being born from a sort of course of awakening that we're following that has been set by something higher than who we think we are. There's a more omnipotent, omniscient energy to whatever the hell this is, this experience we're having right now, that is the propagator of our experiences in life. But yeah, at the end of the day, I have no idea. Anthony, what was the most beautiful moment of your DMT trip, and what was the scariest moment? The scariest... Hold on. The scariest DMT trip I ever had. See, this is the interesting thing. LSD has single-handedly scared the shit out of me multiple times. And I think it has to do with it lasting 12 to 14 hours, and also the way that it affects me in particular. But DMT, not only does it only last like 5 to 10 minutes, but it hits me in a different way where it's not scary. It's fucking intense. It's the most intense thing, but it's, the fear that I feel with DMT is more so like it's like the fear of going over the drop on a roller coaster. It's just so intense. It's like skydiving. It's so intense and weird and bizarre, but it's not like, I don't know. I've never really had a frightening DMT experience. Okay, here, I will say this. One time I smoked DMT and I had an insane trip. It was with my brother. I have a really long, in-depth trip report about this. But I smoked DMT one time. Me and my brother smoked DMT, and we had an insane trip. And when we came out of it, we wanted to do DMT again. We wanted to do it literally right after we came out of it. So we did it again, and long story short, I think it had to do with the tolerance of having just done DMT, but it hit both of us way differently. We didn't break through. My brother got convinced that he broke his brain and was stuck tripping forever. If you've been there, you know that feeling. It's a great feeling to have. Feeling like you'll never stop tripping. It's just you're fucked, you know? And my brother said to me, as I'm coming on, as DMT is coming on, we just smoked it, and he goes, did we just do that perma trip thing? Did we just break our brains and get stuck tripping forever? And when he said that, I was in such a suggestible state that I believed him. And I felt like, rather than the normal feeling of going from sober to tripping on DMT to coming down, I felt like the DMT fucked my head up, and I was broken, and I was hallucinating, and I was thinking in this insane way, and I felt weird, and I was like, I'm literally gonna have to live in a straitjacket because I can't function like this. And I had this weird psychological trip, and I told my brother, I was like, we just took more DMT, bro. Chill out. Stop scaring me, bro. Stop telling me, stop feeding me with your fear and delusion, because you got me on the same train, you know? Too Existential, it's really good to see you in the chat, homie. I haven't seen you on my channel in a fat minute. It's good to see you. I hope you're well, bro. But yeah, that was definitely one of the more frightening DMT trips that I've ever had. Other frightening trips I've had are just more so the visuals themselves are really intense and grotesque and intrusive and fucking showing me weird shit that I don't necessarily want to see, you know? And it's that's the kind of intense, but not fear as in a panic attack kind of fear, you know what I'm saying? And the most beautiful moment, I would have to say, all of it, homie. All of it. All of DMT is profound. Through and through. I'm thinking about mixing some Deems and Bud tonight. Nothing too crazy. Well, bro, I hope you have an amazing time. And I'll see you there. You know what I mean? I hope you enjoy. Just a low dose. I do that every now and then. I'll do a low dose of DMT, you know, and just get that feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. Me and my brother both want to smoke as well. We both know a bit of jujitsu, so if one of us panics, we can put the other one inside control. That's crazy, Anthony. That's fucking far out, bro. You fucking homies flipping out, so you put him in a fucking headlock. Put him to sleep. That's crazy. 9 people in the chat. If any of you guys have any questions revolved around anything, throw it in the chat right now, and I would love to touch on it and talk about it. Or just a statement. However many of you in the chat. Are you new to the channel? Have you been watching the channel for a minute? Oh, fucking psychedelics, man. Oh my god. I don't use psychedelics nowhere near as much as I used to, but it was some beautiful, beautiful things. There was I don't remember who said it. It was a Hindu mystic back in the early, 1960s and shit. And he said, the West is materialistic. Therefore, they needed a material to realize God. So God gave them LSD. That's what he said, is that the Westerners need materials to seek God, to find God. So we were given psychedelics. But the question is, or more so the matter of the situation is knowing how to use them, not using them to just get fucked up, not using them to make for a far out experience at a rave, but using them to reconnect with nature, to reconnect with yourself, to unravel the knots of your mind, to learn about who you are, and to realize the reality of God, of spirit, of the mystery of existence, you know? You don't even have to believe in God, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jay, when you get the message, hang up the phone. That's very true, and it's funny you say that. Oh, by the way, I have never tried salvia. I've wanted to ingest the leaves orally, but I probably will not smoke it. But yeah, it's funny you mention Alan Watts. One moment here. It's funny you mention Alan Watts. Once you get the message, hang up the phone, because I literally just thought of that today. So here I have two takes on that statement. Yes, when you get the message, there's no need to keep engaging in the teaching because you get the message. But when it comes to something like psychedelics, depending on your individual relationship with psychedelics, when was the last time you called a friend on the phone and you guys had a conversation, and then when you hung up the phone, you said, okay, I never am going to call them again? You know? You don't do that because that's not how a conversation works. And for many people, myself included to a certain extent, psychedelics are an ongoing dialogue. It's a conversation. It's a communication with me and it, with me and spirit. And it's not something where I'm trying to derive a conclusion out of, you know? But, like I said, at the same time, I know where Alan Watts is coming from. Dealing with some health issues, but trust him around. Shoot, man, all of it. DMT is that. Dodgers not. That's incredible, man. That's incredible. Yeah, endogenous DMT. Holy shit. Yeah. DMT, I've made multiple videos talking about how DMT has way too many weird crossovers, weird intersections of facts for it not to be something utterly profound and magical. Like, I don't even want to begin to talk about all of them because, like, it's crazy, bro. Like, DMT is like a transporter of consciousness. It's fucking far out stuff. Yeah, you don't need it after you get it, but you're still free to carry on. Facts, bro, facts. And, like, that's, in a way, where I'm at in my life right now. That's how I feel with psychedelics, is as far as, like, intention or, like, yeah, like, why I'm going into it as far as that's concerned. I don't have an inclination to use them to learn anything. I more so will use them because they're so fascinating. It's so... I don't even know how to describe that. Not necessarily to... you know, I said I'm not trying to learn something, but it's more so I don't know what I'm trying to learn about. You know what I mean? It's like there's an exploratory phase with psychedelics, for sure. Like a honeymoon phase where you're like, holy shit, this is crazy, and you're like learning all this shit, you know what I mean? But once those downloads start seeping into your cells and start transforming your life from the inside out, it gets to a point where you don't necessarily need to keep using them, or you don't feel as inclined to keep using them, you know? Joanna Flores, welcome to the channel. I hope you're well. On my channel, I talk about spirituality and human psychology in a sort of trying to bring together spirituality and philosophy and practical action. I talk about how to transform esoteric spiritual understandings and philosophies into an easily digestible and easy to understand practice that you can implement in your life. And yeah, I talk about meditation and psychedelics and psychology and philosophy and all sorts of fun stuff. So yeah, definitely check it out and let me know what you think. The transcendent other, yeah. Psycho Kitten, I agree, but depending on the conversation, it could mean the last conversation. Facts. Chor, you're still here. What's up, homie? Have you had conversations with entities, for lack of a better word? Has it gave you any spiritual beliefs? Papa Will, what's up, homie? I hope you're well. Have I had conversations with entities? So, LSD, I'm just going to put it out there right now. DMT, it's really hard for me to describe how DMT has taught me things, because DMT is so discontinuous with your personality and your daily life that it's almost like a glitch in the Matrix. It's the kind of thing that is so far out, so mysterious and strange and alien that, at least for me, I have a hard time like translating it into my actual life. I've engaged with, with that said, I've engaged with DMT entities a countless number of times. You know, I've danced with these beings. I've hung out with they look like Pokemon. You know, I've hung out with jesters, like having a party in my car. You know, I've been seduced by this goddess woman with thick legs, thick thighs, you know, and rainbow. A lot of crazy shit's happening. I accidentally killed this one DMT entity in a trip I had. All of these, by the way, you can find in DMT trip reports in my psychedelic playlist on my channel. But I've had a lot of engagement with entities on DMT, but I'm at a loss of words when I try to describe how it's taught me in a spiritual way, other than just saying life is not what you think it is. It doesn't stop at the edges of your immediate senses, and there is a lot more available in the field of consciousness than we in this moment can perceive. But LSD, on the other hand, very much so has a spirit to it. LSD is a spirit, and it's just as all-knowing as the DMT entities. LSD, it's to me, it's feminine. I call her Lucy, and she is God. She knows me more than I know me. She teaches me. She holds me. She scares the fuck out of me. She cradles me. She loves me. She's ferocious and intense with me. She's gentle with me. She has single-handedly taught me everything that I would say psychedelics have taught me, you know? She taught me that I, Devin, am not who I think I am. She taught me that me and her are one. So LSD, to put it simply, is where all my spiritual teachings have come from in regard to the use of psychedelics. TOS. I found you by searching DMT trip report, simply changing the filter to most recently uploaded. Hell yeah, bro. I've done that many times, by the way. I like to look up live DMT trips and like watch it and like just imagine like what they're feeling, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how watered down they make psychs on YouTube if you don't mess around with it. Yeah, I know, it's wild. Like if you look up, it's even worse if like you go on Google and you look something up about psychedelics. All you see is like addiction websites. Stop using today. Side effects of DMT, and it's like, this isn't what I'm looking for. They feed you all this shit and you literally can't find the actual stuff you're looking for. I used shrooms multiple times under the stars to call on aliens, and I realized, what the fuck am I doing? What comes after just seeing them? That's hilarious, bro. I used shrooms multiple times under the stars to call on aliens. Bruh. That sounds fun, but you wait till they show up, bro. It's a whole other story. No wonder I never see anything on YouTube. Pokemon, oh yeah. You haven't nothing happened. Proper dose and all. Hard to get good Lucy around where I am currently. Too existential, bro. I've probably gotten acid from 5 different people, and only one of those people had the acid that I was just describing, like Lucy. You know what I'm fucking talking about. Only one of those people had LSD that was so pure and so strong that it opened up the gates and let me into the realm, the dimension of acid. You know what I'm fucking saying? Like visuals to the fucking max, like fucking like insane like energy. And yeah, good LSD is hard to come by for sure. By the way, I'm under the impression that aliens know all communication on the internet, including this chat. Fucking, you guys know Theo Vaughn? He had this hilarious joke. He said all these like UFOs and drone activity that we're experiencing. He talks about how like aliens, they're out there. They're living lavish, dude. They're living the high life. They're aliens. They're extraterrestrials with like godlike intelligence. But you know how when you're like, you come from a poor family and like vacation was like going to fucking Pennsylvania? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's go on vacation, and you go to fucking like just some like rundown place, and the kids are all naive and like, yeah, yay, Pennsylvania. No hate on Pennsylvania, that's just an example. But yeah, all the aliens that are around Earth are the poor aliens where they couldn't afford to go anywhere cooler. That's crazy. And do you think she's a real sentience, or do you think it's your mind talking back to you like in a real dream? I think it's a real sentience. I think it's as real as you right now, Jay. I think the spirit of LSD is just as real as you are. Just wait till they show up. Yeah, exactly. Picture this. You're on fucking mushrooms out under the stars trying to find aliens, and then they come. I'm not ready for that. I can barely handle the effects of the trip itself and how intense that is, let alone fucking aliens pulling up. Jesus. Terrence McKenna has this funny joke. He says, when you smoked DMT, if a fucking alien landed in your backyard, like a spaceship land, it still wouldn't be the craziest thing you've ever experienced. You'd be like, oh my God, they're here. You know? It would be life-shattering to somebody who's never fucking used psychedelics, dude. But, you know, when you've like had DMT experiences and stuff, it's like, it's not, it's crazy, but it's like, yeah, that's kind of like fucking DMT. You know what I'm saying? It's funny visual. That's when the real trip starts. Yeah, dude, exactly. The real trip is this moment right now. You know what I'm saying? I fucking love that we're diving in talking about psychedelics, because I don't make a lot of psychedelic content that much, you know, but I can say a solid fucking 80% of why I am the way I am and why I made this channel is because my mind was being blown over and over and over and over again with psychedelics. Yes, Jay, I haven't read about his time wave zero theory, but I've listened to it, and it's pretty far out. It's pretty far out. It's a lot of people like discount it and discredit it, his brother included. But even though his dates may be off, I don't think he's wrong in talking about the increasing speed of novelty in reality. Think about our fucking attention spans. Shorts, reels, scrolling. You can't even watch a movie anymore because you can't hold your attention on it. Everything's like more, now. You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on now. Yeah, exactly. It's all fucking speeding up. Terrence was on to something. A lot of people, like I said, his brother included, thought he was just this like fucking washed up psychedelic madman. But he's on to something, bro. He's on to something. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, as far as everything speeding up, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I get down with that for sure. Or does the Great Reset come? Oh my God. That very reason of everything speeding up. Jay, I'm sorry, you took me away with that quote, bro. I love that. You are a divine being. You matter. You count. You come from realms of unimaginable power and light, and you will return to those realms. My high school senior quote was Terence McKenna's quote, "You are an explorer, and you represent our species, and the greatest good that you can do is to bring back a new idea, because this world is endangered by the lack of new ideas. This world is endangered by a lack of consciousness." That's an amazing quote. The other one is, "Nature loves courage. Nature rewards courage by removing impossible obstacles." I've recited that to myself many times preceding like DMT trips and stuff. But yeah, as far as everything speeding up, you know, and all that, that is why I practice meditation, presence, mindfulness, staying grounded. Dude, I am so happy that all the fucking psychedelic heads are in the chat right now. That's incredible, bro. It makes me so happy. Like, Too Existential, you just throwing out a fucking another one like that, bro. That's great. That's great. And it's true. If you don't have a plan, you become a part of somebody else's plan. Facts. Facts. Another Terrence quote. Hear this one, guys. "Truth doesn't require your participation in it to exist. Bullshit does." Oh my goodness. How many of you just thought I whipped out the Galaxy gas? I am so happy that Terence McKenna is getting some love in the chat right now. He deserves it, bro. And you know, it's so fucking funny we're talking about Terrence. Too Existential. I don't smoke herb, bro. I don't smoke weed that much. Like, very, very little. Like, one day a week, just a little bit. But no, it's really funny that we're talking about Terrence right now. This morning, my coworker sent me a quote from Terence McKenna. So it's weird, the kind of serendipity of the situation right now, the chat and all that stuff. Good old fucking nitrous oxide, bro. I used nitrous a little bit a while ago. You know, I've used it occasionally, and in an explorative kind of way, but it's nothing. It doesn't hold a deep enough ground for what I'm looking for when it comes to using substances to explore your consciousness, you know? It's interesting. It's weird. It feels funny. It's, you know, hitting a balloon at the rave, you know, is chill. I'd love to do it. Anytime there's a tank around me at a rave, I hit it. But as far as using it to explore and learn, like kind of what we're all talking about in the chat right now, nitrous is kind of like a no bueno. Like it just kind of falls flat, you know? Ketamine, whole other story. Ketamine will take you in, you know what I'm saying? That stuff's a different story for sure. Got the homies in the chat. It's fun, man. Any other questions you guys got? About anything? Psycho Kitten, are you new to the channel? DXM? When I was like probably 16, 17 years old, tried making like DXM lean, but I didn't add enough and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I just kind of felt cool sipping DXM lean, you know, but nothing happened. Yeah, anybody in the chat right now that's been silent or whatever, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat and I'd love to talk about them. Okay, just to let you guys know, everybody in the chat right now, these lives, I'm going to do this every Thursday. Every single Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can expect this to be a weekly event where you can just come, hang out, kick it, talk about shit, talk about psychedelics, spirituality, fucking anything, you know what I'm saying? I've been watching the channel for years. This is my first live. That warms my heart. That warms my heart. I feel your name is kind of familiar, I must say. But that's incredible. I'm so glad to hear you've been here for years, man. Or girl, whatever you are. But yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. What another thing, I got a question for you guys watching. What's your favorite kind of content? You know, what do you like to see on the channel? I know that anytime I drop a psychedelic video, people fucking go nuts. They love it. They love it. Like, a lot of my following are people who showed up when I was just posting all this crazy psychedelic content, you know what I'm saying? And then I kind of veered off and I started talking more about, you know, psychology and spirituality and meditation and self-inquiry and awakening and all this stuff, and you know that didn't jive with people as much. But yeah, ever just have that moment where you realize you're here and this is actually happening? Yes, every day. Right now, let's just take a moment right now to realize, like, what the fuck, what's going on here? Yes, Jay. Yep, exactly. I see you, I feel you, and I'm so glad to engage with somebody that actually knows that feeling. Because it's you know, people call it, or psychologists rather, call it dissociation and derealization and depersonalization and these kinds of things. But those, in my opinion, those are words, those are blanket statements that we've put over a state of consciousness that we haven't developed the psychological criteria to understand. Dissociation and derealization, those are mystical states of consciousness that our Western culture doesn't know how to comprehend or to consider the reality of. Too existential. I love you, bro. Have a good night. Have fun with the The Bud and Deemsters, by the way. I'll see you, man. Yeah, exactly. It's those states of consciousness are the gateways into spiritual development. You're not going to spiritually develop without experiencing somewhere along the lines weird states of consciousness. Like, you can't expect yourself to become a deep, whole being if you haven't experienced states of consciousness that are frightening, that are foreign, that are mysterious, that are confusing. And we're very quick to slap these clinical labels on it of dissociation and nihilism and depression and derealization and depersonalization and all these kinds of things, you know. But I think we need to stop being so clinical and trying to label it, and more so experience the reality of what we're feeling and, you know, let it be. And we'll eventually realize that those alternate states of awareness that are like different than what we're used to and what we're taught to experience in this culture, we'll realize that those are like the opening into mystical states of consciousness, you know? Oscar Rose, thank you so much for stopping by. Much love, man. Thank you for watching. Good old solipsism, bro. That's where I'm the only one existing and you're my imagination. I'm pretty sure Alan Watts had this joke of saying he would love to well, see, okay, here's the far out part. I read that comment. It's all my dream, essentially. I'm reading that from my dream. I know that I appear like a dream to you, but that's how you appear to me, bro. And that was Alan Watts' joke, is he said, I'd love to see a room full of people. I'd love to see a room full of solipsists arguing over which one of them actually exists. It's hilarious. I think, once again, solipsism is where it's the Western mind flirting with the idea of the one consciousness. You know? I don't... yeah, solipsism convention. Bizu, you're all good, bro. You're all good. I still love you. I still hold love for you, man. You're good. I'm glad you made it, though. I'm glad you made it. I'm just kicking it. I'm just hanging out. Thursday is my Friday, so I don't got any work tomorrow. I don't got nothing going on. I'm in a place too loud to listen. What do you got? What are you doing, bro? Yeah, Jay. It's all oneself, you know? To me, I am I, and you, Jay, I say you. But to you right now, Jay, watching this, in your mind, you say I, and then looking at me on live, you say him. But it's all I. I, Devin, Northwood Shaman, and then I, Jay. It's all the same I, looking through a different kaleidoscopic mind. Non-duality. Be careful with that stuff. Be careful with... I made a video not too long ago talking about how we're not ready. We're not really ready for super deep spiritual teachings. And essentially what I'm talking about is like fucking non-duality, solipsism, Advaita Vedanta, you know, self-inquiry, all deep fucking the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. All this shit is like one Google search away. And the ego, the searcher, the seeker, the you know what I'm saying, likes to intellectualize shit. And I've seen this huge influx of radical, non-dualist extremists that are so blatantly bypassing their own psychology and the psychology of everybody else simply because they know the words to say. There's not a feeling that they get it. They learned, they saw Rupert Spira or Ramana Maharshi somewhere and read about it or researched it. And they said, oh my God, I understand that. And then they kind of bought into it. It didn't come from within. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. That's just how I feel, you know? And I think a lot of these people get a little excited with these philosophies, and we can get out ahead of ourselves a little bit, you know what I mean? But with that said, the truth and perspective in non-duality is holds deep. It holds the space in my heart, very much so. Yeah, exactly. I can only sit on a fence and wonder. Exactly, bro. Your heart knows what's up. Your heart knows what's up, man. Your heart knows what's up. When you listen, you know. I feel stoned, bro. I don't know who said that earlier. Somebody said I looked like I ripped a bowl. It looked like I smoked weed. I feel stoned. Oh. Jay, what do you want to see more of on the channel, bro? Anybody in the chat right now, what do you want to see more of on the channel? Yeah, fuck yeah. I like your spiritual stuff. Just wondering about what we are. Yeah. Fuck yeah. That's all you can do, man, is wonder about what the hell this is, you know, and learn how to be a good person, how to be a loving person, a wise person, how to be a player in your life, how to show up, you know. Have you ever heard of astral projection? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that because I was, once again, the serendipity is crazy. I was just talking about that with somebody in my comments earlier today. I've never astral projected. I've never had a lucid dream. I've never had an astral projection experience, but there was a period in my time, probably at like 15 years old, where I was actively learning about lucid dreaming and astral projecting and was trying to do it, but I was never able to succeed in making it happen. I got some weird shit, some like deep meditative sort of visualization stuff, but I was never able to astral project. My friend, though, at that time, we were both practicing astral projection. We were trying to like meet up in the astral planes and shit. He successfully astral projected, and it was really fucking cool. He said he felt like he was floating up out of his body, like he was laying in his bed, and he was doing the practice, and he felt like he was floating up out of his bed, and his nose hit the ceiling. And when his nose hit the ceiling, he was outside of his body, like looking at his body laying on the bed. And then he said he walked through his house and was like kind of like floating. And then he went outside, he like floated through the window. And there were these two headless mannequins that were like talking to him. And yeah, he fucking had an interesting experience for sure. I've had a couple of lucid dreams by pure accident. I don't remember saying this is real, but it looks real. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. When I think I'm biased when it comes to like lucid dreams, because like when I think of having a lucid dream, I think of having like this state of consciousness right now, the awareness and the like how present I feel. I think of that state of consciousness in a dream, going, what the fuck, I'm in a dream. But I think it's a little bit different because I've had dreams like, I had this one dream where apparently in the dream I had developed this terminal illness and I was gonna die. And I was sitting in this group of people, like my family and like counselors and shit, doctors, and they were like, you're going to die, and it's gonna be a painful, slow death, but we have this pill that will essentially euthanize you, and it will be a much quicker and more peaceful way to go. And I was so fucking scared, obviously, in the dream. And I told all of them, I said, you guys do know that I'm dreaming, right? And they kind of all just looked at me. And it was like I willed myself out of the dream. Like I just like phased out of it, you know? It was weird. It was weird. But like shit like that where it's like, I know that it's not real. It's like something's happening. It's like, this isn't real, you know? But it's not, that recognition isn't like at the forefront of my mind. It's like this little whisper, you know? Near-death experiences. I made a video not too long ago talking about the similarities between DMT trips and near-death experiences, you know? Yeah, dude, exactly. If the fact that you can have a dream where there are other people and you're in a place reveals the fact that your brain has the ability to create an apparent other and the apparent separate world. It literally reveals the trick that the brain has up its sleeve to be able to create that alternate realm, you know? Yeah, virtual reality, exactly. It's far out, bro. Oh. These lives are fun, man. Are you guys into Hinduism at all? The practices of Hinduism? That's like a major backbone of where I come from, you know? Devotion, awareness, mindfulness, self-inquiry, inquiring into what am I? What is this life? What is this body? You know, what is this experience I'm having? You know, spiritual development, recognizing the relationship between me and God, self and God, meditation, quieting the mind, because as you quiet down, you can hear the truth. It's beautiful. Chanting holy songs and going into mystical states of consciousness. I don't know what Hinduism has its ties in, but it's an ancient religion. It's an ancient philosophy, for sure. Hinduism. You guys want to... let's go for a little journey real quick. Check this out. You never see my room in the live, This is my altar, and it's just fucking Hindu gods and Hindu saints, you know? Ramana Maharshi, that's Ramdas, Kali, Hanuman, Shiva, you know what I'm saying? Like, more Hindu saints, Anandamai Ma, like, yeah. Hinduism. Here's my Buddhist. This is my little Buddhist section, you know? Little Thich Nhat Hanh action. Can't go wrong with Thich Nhat Hanh, you know? It's funny, like, everywhere you look in my room, there's, like, a fucking altar. It's hilarious. Like, there's another one over here dedicated to Ramdas, Maharaji, Hanuman, you know? Oh, I love Ramdas. Ramdas, if I have a teacher, it's Ramdas. Like, if I have my guy, it's Ramdas, you know? Like, if you want to learn about how my brain works, listen to Ramdas, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Psycho Kitten. Hinduism is incredible. Incredible. Don't you guys just have that feeling that Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Zen, they're on to something? They're in tune with something that us Westerners have lost. Is it just me, or do you guys have that feeling as well? It feels like they know something we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, and just think about this, Jay. Just talking about samsara in the scale of this life, of living a perpetual cycle of fucking suffering until you develop a spiritual muscle that is able to free you from that chain. You know what I'm saying? A lot of salvia trip report a wheel, and it's a very similar concept. Yeah, I feel that. I've listened to a lot of trip reports from salvia. Salvia is the kind of thing where you fucking smoke it and you become a coffee cup for 10 billion years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. But yeah, as far as like samsara, don't like forget all the like reincarnation, multiple lives thing. Let's just think about this life, for example. They're talking about how we live in this cycle of suffering. We're just caught in this wheel of suffering. But there's a way out of that. There's a way out of that. And the way out of that is to follow the thread back to God, back to soul, back to Atman, the self. You know what I mean? And to realize that you are separate from... Maybe not separate from, but aware of what's happening on the screen of your consciousness, you know, and to sort of exercise your spiritual heart, you know, as a means of extricating yourself from that wheel of suffering, you know. Hi, Han Solo Toker. How you doing, bro? It's good to see you. Showed up late, man. You showed up late to the party, bro. How you been? God got bored and decided to dive into the abyss knowing he could find his way back eventually. Yeah, dude. Yeah. When you're God and everything is and you're God and that's God and it's all just God, that gets boring, bro. So what you want to do is you want to forget that you're God and think that you're all these separate individuals and think you're trapped in this infinite hell of pain, only so that you can slowly come back to the realization that you're God and you always have been, and you were just playing this big fucking game on yourself. A big game of cosmic hide and seek. I'm glad to hear it, Han Solo, bro. Who else is in the chat right now? Just lingering. You guys are just hanging out on the sidelines. Got 6 homies hanging out. 6 homies. I'll probably hang out for a little bit. Sorry, did you touch on astral projection? Yes, I did. I've never experienced it. I practiced it for a while. I practiced it for a while when I was like 15, but I was never able to successfully have an astral projection experience. Read this one Salvia trip report about a guy who experienced years of another life, and it turned out to be the trip. He only noticed one day when a lamp looked weird, then reality. Wow, that's fucking crazy. I got a far out trip, an alternate life trip, to share with you guys real quick. So one time I smoked Changa, which are Han Solo Joker. I'm good, man. I'm having a good time on live, hanging out. I'm glad you're here. I'm happy to be hanging out with all of you guys. But yeah, one time I smoked Changa, which are herbs laced with DMT, a psychedelic drug. And I smoked this Changa, and I was out in the woods, and I laid back. I felt it like coming on. And as it was coming on, I laid back. And when my head hit the ground, I was no longer Devin, which is my name if you didn't know. I was no longer Devin hot tripping on DMT in the woods. I was suddenly a 12-year-old boy that lived in the Amazon rainforest in this tribe, and I was laying back on this bed in this thatched straw hut. And I was laying back because I had this tiny little window of time to relax after doing my chores. I was this 12-year-old Amazonian boy that does his chores and hunts and forages and cooks and cleans and does all this shit. And what I was experiencing was this one little moment in the day where I can kick back and just relax. And I was just hanging out in this hut. And no phone, no fucking electricity, just complete unity with nature. I didn't remember that I was on DMT. I had no recollection that I was tripping. I was a 12-year-old Amazonian boy relaxing in a hut. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, exactly. It was totally like tuning into another mind. Exactly. That's literally what it was like. Facts. I've never thought about it like that. I've always thought about like an alternate dimension. Maybe that kid maybe I tuned into that kid's mind. But it was so beautiful. It was like imagine you live in a fucking tribe in the Amazon and you're a little 12-year-old boy that does work all day, and you get this one little moment to yourself to just relax, and you lay back. What are you thinking about, you know? What are you doing, you know? Just nature. Just silent, blissful union with nature. It was incredible. Right. Wow, that's far out, Jay. That's far out. Imagine that. That kid lays back and all of a sudden he's in the woods feeling all weird, having these visions and shit. I don't doubt it, man. And I mean, think about how the Amazonian tribes are the people who work with ayahuasca. So who the fuck knows? That's the thing with these substances, with psychedelics, is we don't know what's going on. It's as simple as that. We don't know what the fuck's going on, you know? And then, to top, like a cherry on top of that trip, What's power off? What's the DMT laser experiment? Speaking of lasers, oh, it's not plugged in. Fuck it. I'm not gonna fuck with it. I have this little laser projector. It is very odd that they've figured out how to make it, bro. I've made a few different videos talking about that in particular, where they either accidentally foraged the ingredients and the entities, the spirit, the mother ayahuasca told either one guy or the entire tribe, this is how you got here by mixing these two things, and, you know, or they used kind of the process of elimination where they accidentally foraged and combined the two ingredients for ayahuasca, and then one guy, or they all tripped sack, and one guy was like, bro, what the fuck just caused that? And they kind of went back through, and through a process of elimination realized these two plants create the ayahuasca experience. Yeah, I imagine, I don't know. I can see it going both ways easily, bro. But yeah, that Changa experience that I was just talking about, to top it off, I was out in the woods and I was with my friend. And as I came out of that trip, I remember, like, I sat up and fucking, I, like, looked down at the forest floor, like, the dirt and the twigs and the leaves, and it looked like a city, like a fucking city built into the forest floor. But then, what started happening was my friend was off to my right, and I wasn't looking at him. And you know how when you're, let's say you're hanging out with your brother or your sister or your mom or whatever, it has the feeling, I'm hanging out with my mom, I'm hanging out with my brother, you know? I was out in the woods and I was hanging out with my friend Nick. But all of a sudden, that feeling of hanging out with Nick flipped, and suddenly I was hanging out with my dad. And then it flipped again, and now it's my sister, and then it's my brother, and then it's my grandfather, and then it's my mom, and then it's my other friend. It was cycling through the feet, it was feeling like the person that was next to me was fucking flipping and morphing into different people. I'm hanging out with my friend, and then my mom, and then my brother, and then my grandfather, and then my dad, and I was like, I was like, what? Yeah, exactly. The character will just keep switching. That is exactly what was happening. And I remember I wasn't looking at my friend, because if I were to look at him, it would solidify the feeling of I'm hanging out with Nick. But by not looking at him, it was like a myriad of people. And I remember saying to my friend Nick, I literally don't know who's next to me right now. It was so far out. Sorry, you see a type of matrix code. So, DMT laser experiment. Like, do you smoke DMT, or is it a natural thing? Oops. You can... No fucking way, bro. Hold up. I'm looking this up. 'Cause I know what you're fucking talking about. Like, not even the experiment, but that when you look at lasers, you fucking see some crazy shit. Hold up. I'm pulling this up. Jamie, pull that up. DMT laser experiment. This is what I'm talking about. I can't. Oh. I don't want to get a fucking, I don't want to get a copyright for playing this video. I don't know if I'm allowed to play it. I'm just going to play it over here real quick. It's a short. Bruh, that's fucking crazy. It's not scientific or proven. Bro, I don't doubt it, dude. I literally don't doubt it at all. He's talking about exactly this guy up here on the video I just watched is talking about exactly what you guys were just talking about. That's fucking nutty. That's crazy. And like, it's weird because like when you look really closely at a laser, it looks like you're seeing, you don't even really have to be tripping. It looks like you're seeing like fingerprint, like textures and designs and weird shit. Like it's almost like you're seeing on an atomic level. And I've had experiences tripping, like on acid or, yeah, like looking at lasers like really close and like the designs and the shit that comes out of it. It's fucking, I don't doubt that. And I really hope you get into the astral projection. It will change your life. How will it change my life, bro? What is it? What are some benefits from astral projecting that you've experienced? 10 people in the chat. Hello, everybody. I hope you all have an amazing day or night or whatever time it is for you. Drop something in the chat. Say hi. Ask me a question. I'll probably hang out here for a short little while longer. It's almost been 2 hours or so. It's been very fun. Oh, by the way, everybody in the chat, I'm going to be doing these lives every single Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Have you tried to do anything interesting with it? Like read a note in a locked room or something? Guys, that's interesting. I know what you're fucking talking about. It's so far out. That it's like a thing, you know what I mean? Hold up. I got something to show you guys. Oh, you want to see what I used to fucking trip out to? When your boy Northwood Shaman would take acid and melt face. Alright. Light goes off. Whoa. Hold on, where is it? There it is. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. It looks silly on camera. Did you make the Discord yet? No, Hansel. I need to though, bro, don't I? I've been lacking. Look at that. Look, oh shit. I fucking love this laser projector thing I got, bro. It's epic as fuck. Han Solo, never had one, but they'd be awesome. Oh my god, they're insane. So like, look at this. Like, it looks like, I don't know how to describe it, but it looks like it's tracing my arm. Like, it looks like it's going around my arm. I have absolutely melted my mind looking at this thing on acid. It's hilarious. Astral projection boosts self-awareness, reduces fear of death, and enhances creativity by offering new perspectives beyond the body. Maybe I should get into it. I haven't tried in a long time. What is your main method of going into an astral projection? Oh shit. It's getting ravey out in here. Oh god. You know Northwood Shaman's got his fucking lasers and lights just on deck ready to rip, bro. Hold on, let's turn that, baby. Let's turn that. Oh, shit. The slower, the better. Look at that. Watching it fucking explode and then come together and oh my god, fuck. When did the rave start? Yeah. Oh shit. Fucking 2 hours into a live, you never know what'll happen, bro. Wild. Yeah. You know, what's his name? Tiffarot. Tiffarot. Tipharot. A YouTuber. I don't know if he makes videos anymore, but he was the one that was teaching me years ago of how to practice lucid dreaming and astral projection. And also, that right there, enter sleep paralysis, that's why I didn't... Yeah, sleep paralysis is why I didn't follow through with the astral projection. It was scaring me, bro. It was like, astral projection's freaky, you know? Keeping a dream journal. The hardest part about a dream journal is waking up and first thing in the morning fucking writing down your dreams, you know? I mean, maybe the best way to do it would be to video it. Like, start a video on your phone and, you know, because for me, I wake up and I just, I start getting ready for work, you know what I'm saying? I wake up at 5 in the morning, and I don't really have time to write down my dreams and this kind of stuff. So maybe if I just, like, started a video, I could, yeah, exactly. Audio recording. I could just talk about the dreams that I remember. Oh, all the homies in the chat. I love all you guys. Thank you for being here. I never had to do the dream journal deal. Yeah. Astral projection is it seems like a trance state. Very much so a trance state. A self-induced trance state, a sort of glitched out version of a dream of some sort. I don't know, it's far out. Much love, big homie. I love you, bro. I love all of you in the chat right now. Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun doing these lives. Getting closer with you guys, familiarizing that guy that you see behind the camera on the channel, showing up and just like hanging out and showing you that like we're all the same, you know what I mean? I think I am getting close to calling it though. I think a rough 2 hour mark is really good. Feels really good. Beautiful way to spend the first evening of my weekend, hanging out with you guys. But yeah, if you have any final questions or comments that you want to throw into the chat real quick. Is it real time though? Like, do you see like what's actually going on? You know what I'm saying? That's far out. That's insane. That's not even that's like remote viewing, bro. Isn't that what that's called? RMV. You do that. Yo, you guys into that RMV? Oh, exactly right. Remote viewing. Yeah, that's far out, bro. Imagine that. Why is our understanding of science and psychology still as rigid as it is if these kinds of things are possible. Like, why is that? You know what I'm saying? Psycho Kitten, I love you. Thank you for swinging by and hanging out. You have a wonderful rest of your night as well. I'll be getting off here shortly. Have I ever read the Raw material? Yep. I had a friend that is very into the teachings of Ra and got me that book. I have it right now. I'm looking at it right now. I never felt a deep resonation with the Law of One and that kind of stuff, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and not even a little bit of me doubts it, you know? Yeah, exactly. Not into that kind of thing usually, but it's a trip. Yeah, I feel that. I haven't read the whole book. I've read parts of it. And yeah, it's far out. It's definitely far out to imagine that. You know what I'm saying? Can I do fucking filters and shit? What is all this? Oh, I can make myself look good. Oh. What is this? Highlight save. Oh, that's weird. Well, this has been an amazing time, guys. Monks do it all the time. Yeah, right. They probably got a fucking monk watching what I'm doing right now. Hanging out with you guys and talking about what we've talked about over the past 2 hours, it's got me feeling so good, dude. So invigorated, you know. So much love, so much trippy, joyful energy, you know. So much zest. I love it so much. You should tune in, you know. What did I miss? You missed about fucking an hour and a half conversation about psychedelics. 2 a.m. in Ireland, so I'm gonna get some sleep. It was a pleasure talking to you, man. Jay, thank you so much, bro. You're a trip. You're a far out guy. Keep doing what you're doing, and yeah, every Thursday, same time, I'm gonna do this. So I'd love to see you there, bro. You're a trip. It's fun. But yeah, Han Solo. We just talked about psychedelics basically the whole time. Yeah, power off. I know, it's okay. Next Thursday. This is gonna be a weekly thing. You know, we're gonna, and you know what? I'm gonna create a. I'm fucking tired. I'm like slurring my words. I'm gonna create a Discord where all you homies can link up and talk and connect and communicate and all that shit. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But yeah, any last minute questions or anything like that before I hop off for the night? Those lasers are so trippy. Hey Noah, what do you make of the orbs and drones? Practice AP. Might be a sign from the universe right there, man, to try it out. Zane Richard, I'm just seeing you in the chat, homie. Sorry you showed up late. Who are you talking about, Noah? I haven't seen him in the chat in a minute and a half. Hey Noah, what do you make of the orbs and drones? I don't know necessarily what you're talking about. Well, I'm going to call it here, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It was really a good time. Going live on YouTube is a totally different vibe, totally different flow than making a video. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy it. And just as another reminder, this is going to happen every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's my new thing now. Every Thursday we'll get on live and kick it for a couple hours. You know what I mean? But yeah, with that said, thank you guys so much for pulling up. Have an amazing rest of your day or rest of your night or whatever it is for you. And I hope to see you on the channel in the near future. So thank you guys so much.